totally free. What's funny, and I don't know if I can say this, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I started this business from a cell phone in federal prison. Wow. So a contraband cell phone. And of course you're not allowed to have it. But what's funny is, I got off the bus at Big Sandy. I went there because I heard there's 59 inmates and 57 of them have phones. Some of them have 2. So
I think it's crazy. First of all, you even got to pick the prison you went to.
Normally you wouldn't. So you tell them you want to go to Big Sandy, and then they'll send you to Ashland. I didn't want to go to Ashland. I was the captain's orderly at Pensacola. So I worked in the hallway, and every morning, I'm not saying I did get preferential treatment, I would say, because of this. I'm not saying normally it would work out this way, because it wouldn't. But I went to my case. I did it the right way first. I went to my case manager after I completed the RDAP program. I said, look, I want to do my near home transfer, which is one of the perks of completing the program successfully. And she said, well, I'm not sending you to Big Sandy. But you actually get 2 picks. You get to give them 2 places that you want to go. And after you complete the program, they're supposed to give you one or the other. Yeah. Usually, though, it'll be something you didn't even ask for. It's crazy. So came back. She wrote down Ashland and wrote down one other. Ashland and Morgantown. I don't want. She's like, these are the 2 closest facilities to your house. That's what I'm putting you in for. Mm-hmm. She didn't give me the opportunity to pick. So I pulled up on the warden in the chow hall, and I said, excuse me. And, and the captain stood forward, patted me down first before I talked to him. And I talked to him. I told him the situation. What was her name? Miss Pickerel. And I told him what happened. I was like, look, I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, but, I completed the program. I've done everything right. I've stayed out of trouble. I thought I could put in 2 things. He's like, you can. And I said, well, according to her, she's put me in for what she wants to put me in for, and I don't get the pick. He said, I'll have a word with Miss Pickerel. So then he talks to my case manager, and the next day she calls me to her office, and she's livid. She's yelling at me. I just stood there like in shock, like, wow. And she's like, why did you go over my head? Why did you talk to she's mad that she got caught for not doing her job right. So I went and talked to Ms. Foltz, and interesting, she was the case manager coordinator. She's like the boss of all the case managers. And, I would hold her door in the morning, hold her coffee for her while she was coming in her office. I was always in there polishing the brass and mopping the hallways and stuff. So she was already acquainted with me. And I went and talked to her, and I told her the situation with, how I told her how everything went down. And I said, is there any way you could help me to get designated to Big Sandy? She said, why do you want to go to Big Sandy? You want to get a cell phone, don't you? Everybody knows.
It's known for cell phones.
And I said,
it's a cell phone prison.
It's known for, cool. So I said, no, I don't want to get a cell phone. That's not my intention. I heard it's a good facility. She said, it is a good facility. She said, I opened it. I was there for 15 years. And she said, you would probably like it there. And I told her how everything went. She went down and talked to the warden for a couple minutes, came back, punched it in the system. Next thing I knew, designated BSY, Big Sandy, Kentucky.
Wow.
So made it happen. And when I got there, as soon as I got off the bus, Officer Smith, interesting, that's my last name. So Officer Smith, he was walking me through the corridor. I was waiting on a ride. An inmate was picking me up to drive me up to the camp. And so he said, so if you want to get a cell phone, anything you need, just go talk to this guy named Lou. Big Lou, he's the store guy. You can't miss him. Big black guy with a beard. He's kind of short. He said he's the store guy. So you just talk to him. He'll hook you up. And so it's pretty wild, but you play it off like you're not trying to get a phone, but
what kind of phone was it?
So there was all kinds of phones. I mean, I saw everything from the latest iPhone to the cheapest Android. I had, it was an Android phone. It was like a J7.
Were they smartphones or were they
smartphones.
Flip phones? Okay.
No, smartphones for sure. I even saw tablets. So I saw everything. But, we would
Apple store in there.
I hope that I'm not blowing the prison up by saying this. I'm going to have a lot of people mad at me. But
then don't worry. Nobody listens to this podcast.
So,
except actually Matt's probation officer listens to it.
Oh, does he? I'm sure mine will too.
Yeah. Oh, you're still dealing with the probation officer. I didn't even think about that.
I am. So I've been blessed. My probation officer is, honestly, I don't think I could have got a better probation officer. He's been good to me. I've heard horror stories, but he's been nothing but good to me.
Really?
He's been good to me. Of course, he has to show up and drug test me and stuff like that, but he doesn't have to worry about me. And it's nice knowing that like for example, a couple weeks ago, he sent me a link to a program that the United States Patent Office is having, where they do pro bono patents. And he was like, "This might help you in your business." He's actually trying to help me, and that says a lot.
Do you have to pay any restitution?
No, I don't. No.
Oh yeah, you're lucky. Matt has to pay a lot of like millions.
Yeah, when it's fraud and there's like injured parties, like when people have lost money, then you have to pay it back.
Wachovia, man, he stole all the money from Wachovia.
Was it Wachovia?
Yeah.
That's before it was Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I remember when that acquisition happened, when they changed all of the Wachovia buildings over to Wells Fargo.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying. How long ago was that?
10 years at least.
Yeah, I wasn't paying
attention.
attention.
It was a while
to anything
ago.
back then.
Yeah. That's wild. I remember Wachovia was like blue buildings, blue and gray. And then everything changed over to the red.
I heard Wells Fargo has more offices than more real estate than any other bank.
I don't know, but
That
makes sense.
They have more fucking like locations, physical locations.
That's crazy.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, the way the world's changing right now.
You're saying like leaving fiat,
Like nobody is working in offices anymore.
Right? Everything decentralized.
Everything's decentralized. Everyone's working from home doing stuff.
I like the new normal from that aspect. There's a lot that I don't like, but like flying down here, wearing a mask the whole time. Like I'm so over the masks, man.
Yeah, same here.
Like I think like our immune system is meant to be exposed to bacteria and viruses, and we're supposed to develop immunity to this stuff naturally. Just let it work the way and someone brought it to my attention. The guy I met at the mall, it's so crazy. His username, Freedom Fighter, with some numbers on it. But so
his username
on Telegram. So he's a freedom fighter.
What's this Telegram you keep talking about?
Telegram's an app. They have like groups, so you can subscribe to a group, and people post stuff in the group, and it's not a lot of clutter. Like you think it's constantly blowing up your phone. It's not bad, but
it's like a social media app.
Kinda. It's more like sharing information. Like there's good like altcoin and cryptocurrency conversations on there, like Bitcoin Bin. There's a bunch of stuff on there where you can get good information on the up and coming coins that you should be investing in. New opportunities.
So it's kind of like Clubhouse.
Clubhouse is great. It's awesome. Tyler actually talked a lot about Clubhouse. I downloaded it a couple months ago and listened to a few chats. That Grant Cardone is big on Clubhouse. Really good stuff on there. Startups raising money that talk about how to do it. I mean, the information's readily available.
It's like LinkedIn, but with audio.
Right. All audio. I think it's a brilliant idea.
It's just people trying to find opportunities and meet new people.
Right.